Welcome to another edition of Pach-Attack. This week's question comes from @GamElvis. Why do digital copies cost the same as physical copies if the production and retailing cost is way lower? The simple answer is it's a profit deal. The slightly less simple and correct answer is that on new releases, retailers ask that the publishers commit to charging the same price everywhere, online or digital or retail. Obviously, if you sell Call of Duty for 60 bucks at Walmart and 50 bucks online, very few people are going to go to Walmart, and Walmart won't want to carry games anymore. So you have to protect your big retailers. There's a huge concentration of game sales among a handful of retailers. Best Buy, GameStop, Walmart, Target combined are about 80%, maybe 85% of packaged goods sales. You got to keep those four guys happy. They drive a lot of sales with promotion, and recommendation. As far as the cost, the manufacturing cost of a physical disc is really literally about 70 cents. On a PC game, that's what it costs. On a console game, you pay 12 bucks, but that's mostly royalty. So Microsoft and Sony may tell you it's 3 bucks of royalty and 3 bucks of manufacturing cost and 9 bucks of royalty. The truth is, it costs them about 70 cents to stamp out a DVD. It's not very expensive. The rest is royalty. When you download a game on Xbox Live, or you download a game on PlayStation Network, the royalty, as I said, was $12 on a $60 game, 20% of the retail price. When you download, the royalty is 30%. And they got 30% because Steve Jobs, may he rest in peace, came up with the brilliant split on iTunes, 30% to Apple, 70% to the record labels. And that was, in Steve Jobs' estimation, the most you could charge to get the content owners to scream and bitch and moan and still go along with it. So of course Microsoft said, if Apple can do it, we'll do it. Sony said, if Microsoft can do it, we'll do it. So the amount that the retailer gets on physical merchandise is 20%. The amount that the manufacturer gets on physical merchandise is 20%. So the cost of delivering a disc to a store is 40% to the publisher. The cost of delivering it digitally is 30%. So back to your question, if the production and retailing cost is way lower on digital, it is lower by 10 percentage points. So the profit deal is on a $60 game, Activision, Take-Two, THQ, Electronic Arts, Nintendo make $6 more. That's a lot, but it's not enough to actually sway anybody. If they were to price exactly at the same profit, they'd charge you $54 for a digital copy and $60 retail, and that would piss off Walmart, so not happening. This week's next question comes from fellow baby T-Lopes. Mr. Patcher spelled my name wrong, which will help me answer the question. I'm majoring in interactive game management at St. Edward's University in Austin. Clearly he's not majoring in English. And I was wondering if you had any tips and things I should start doing or studying in order to help me become a video game producer someday. All right, well, I think the most important thing to being a video game producer is spell my name right. If you don't spell my name right, then obviously I'm not going to help you. Oh, but you asked me for help. All right. I'm not sure what you study to be a video game producer. I think the good question, it is a good question. Being a producer, I think a producer is actually a creative job. You may not be the artist, but you have to have the vision of putting it all together. So the executive producers on games are like the director of a movie. They're the guy who actually has the vision to see what the final product's going to look like and kind of puts it together. I don't know how you learn to be creative. I would say the best way you could learn to be creative is hang out with creative people. You were asking a completely uncreative guy. I'm a finance guy. I'm not in the video game industry. I observe and I comment on the financial prospects of companies who make games. So my tip to you would be get yourself working for somebody who knows what the hell they're doing. You're in Austin, which is a great place to be because you've got guys like BioWare there. You've got Richard Garriott has, what's it called, Portalarium is there. You've got Epic Mickey. Warren Spector's there. Anyway, it's a Disney studio. Junction Moon? I can't remember. The guys who made Epic Mickey. There are really, really supremely talented guys in Austin. I would hook up with some of those guys and I would figure out what they know and just follow them around, carry their briefcase, get their coffee, befriend these guys, because guys like Warren Spector are so talented. You can learn a ton from him. He's a fellow baby. He's an old guy. We like him. He makes great games. Try to get a job with him. That's the way to get ahead in the games industry. Fellow babies, this week's next question from Fresh Ninja. Are you a Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao fan? Well, Manny and I are right next to each other in the phone book, so I love the guy. He cracks me up. He's talented. He's got a good attitude. He's apparently a member of parliament in the Philippines. What's not to like about Manny? Manny is kind of what we all want to be, just a stud who makes a ton of money and is still a nice guy. So I'm a stud and a nice guy, still working on making a ton of money. Manny makes more than me. Thank you, fellow babies, for joining us on this week's Pach-Attack. If you have questions, you can submit them by clicking the link below, or you can submit them to me directly on Twitter @Michael Pachter, and please copy @Rohan Likes Pants, because Rohan selects the questions. Thanks again.